A show about and written for pre-teens and teenagers is bound to get a little racy every now and again, and Teen Titans Go is no exception. After all, not only are Robin and the gang teens, they're superhero teens. But sometimes this show can go from playfully funny to straight up raunchy, and it makes us wonder if the kids who are watching really understand what's going on. We hope you enjoy this list, and make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell to keep up with the latest from Screen Rant.
What chores list?
When thinking about Teen Titans Go episodes that push the boundaries, one comes up time and time again, and that episode is Laundry Day. The concept is innocent enough. Robin has to wash the teens' costumes but tricks Raven into doing his job. But the jokes that came out of it were too much. Like the moment when we see Beast Boy lying naked on the couch with only a magazine covering him. And it's not what's on the magazine that's shocking, but the way that it seems to be, tinted slightly. Moving on. In an episode called Mr. Butt, it's not all that surprising things might get a little risque. When Starfire's evil sister Blackfire shows up and tricks her sister into switching places, we see Blackfire checking out Robin as he works out. The sequence that follows of Robin executing some pretty impressive and totally over-the-top butt exercises is hilarious, and not something you would normally see in a children's television show. We have to admire Robin though. It must have taken a lot of squats to get his glutes in that kind of shape. In the episode aptly titled Legs, the Teen Titans have some suspicions about Raven and why she's so sullen. Robin believes the source of her sour attitude is because of her cloak, and while she's in the shower, he steals it. He turns out to be right, and when she comes out of the bathroom to confront them, all the Titans are totally shocked about how amazing her legs are. The shot even replicates the moment in The Graduate when Mrs. Robinson first seduces Benjamin. Poor Robin. It has long since been acknowledged that he is harboring a bit of a terrible crush on Starfire, as he never fails to lose his cool the second she turns on the charm. This is the most obvious in the episode Hey Pizza, when Starfire mentioned that she's just bought a bikini online and just needs a pool to wear it in. When she asks if Robin will help her put on sunscreen, his hair flies straight up, and even the most innocent among us know what that action means.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! What just happened?
In the episode Pirates, Aqualad comes along and throws the Teen Titans through a bit of a loop. Firstly, Beast Boy is convinced that Aqualad is a pirate, and he's not wrong. Then he does the unthinkable and asks Raven out on a date. This completely messes with Beast Boy, who has always thought of Raven as his girl, even though she's not. When she does go out with Aqualad and returns from her date, Cyborg not so subtly asks if he showed her his pirate booty. She blushes, of course. Despite the fact that Cyborg's hero costume is actually just his body, that doesn't mean it doesn't need a cleaning every now and then. In one episode, when Raven takes his body for laundry, Cyborg looks through his closet at some different options as a temporary replacement. They're all completely silly, but then he finds a very curvy pink female robot body. While he acts shocked, it is his closet after all. And if he likes to rock a hot pink body every now and again, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Ever since the now infamous teen comedy American Pie, it has been almost impossible to think of Pie the same way. It has become synonymous with some pretty dirty stuff, and leave it to Teen Titans Go to dare to poke fun at that as well. In an episode where Beast Boy gets a job at a pie shop to make enough money to buy Cyborg a birthday gift, one scene in particular stands out. Right as Raven is about to enjoy a pie, Beast Boy shows up and sticks his finger right in it. The Beast Boy and Raven will they won't they has been a long-running aspect of the show, despite Raven's insistence that she doesn't have feelings for him, and one episode came along to challenge that. In Terra-ized, we get an inside look on how Terra infiltrated the Titans, which was mostly because Beast Boy misunderstood her and believed that they were dating. In one shot, we see photos that the two of them took in a photo booth, and Beast Boy has his hands in some pretty inappropriate places.
Well, at least he's not my problem anymore.
You don't see that many Father's Day episodes on TV, so this one from Teen Titans Go really stands out, but not just for that reason. In it, Raven doesn't want to see her evil dad, so Starfire takes her place. Raven quickly grows jealous and is later seen playing with her toys, reenacting her frustrations about Starfire and her dad. In that scene, she has one pony call the other a dumb horse, but really takes her time getting to the S and the E in the word horse. In the episode Mr. Butt we mentioned before, Starfire's evil sister comes and tricks her into changing places. In one scene where Blackfire has lied and told her sister that she's giving her a makeover, she just strips her naked right there in the living room. It's covered by a censored bar, but it is a pretty brazen thing to do to a sister you don't see often, in the middle of her shared living room with guys like Beast Boy and Robin walking around. So now we know that Cyborg isn't really attached to his body in the same way that the other Titans are, that he can survive as just a head among other things. In one episode, he accidentally gets uploaded into the Titan Tower and becomes a part of the house. He quickly adapts to his new surroundings and uses them to mess with the other teens, like when he watches Robin take a shower and really gives him a good looking over before declaring that Robin missed the spot.
Boo.
Why do you have to be such a heckler, Rave?
It seems like there is no end to what Raven is bothered by. In one episode, when Robin becomes a very successful magician, she is extremely annoyed as magic is her amazing ability and he's making light of it. In one scene, we get a montage of all the things that Raven dislikes that everyone else would enjoy. Things like riding in a stretch limo with the rest of the Titans, hanging out with a bunch of kittens, and a shot of Beast Boy lying seductively in only his underwear on her bed. Robin from the original Teen Titans series has a ton of fans on the show. So much so that it's become a recurring joke throughout Teen Titans Go. Robin is especially popular with the female fans, and in the episode Laundry Day, his fans are given something to really scream about. While Raven is doing the gang's laundry, Robin accidentally ends up outside of the house, totally naked. He gets chased by mobs of fans, all with their phones out taking photos of their naked hero. We sometimes forget Robin is actually a sidekick, and the only one out of all the Teen Titans. In one episode, Batman has him go and house sit at Wayne Manor while he and Alfred are out of town. And Robin of course brings along the other Titans. While messing around with Batman's stuff, Starfire tries on his costume, and Robin just can't handle it. The suit is pretty tight on her, and when she mentions this to him, Robin just stands there and stares. When you notice this Easter egg, it's impossible to forget. In the same episode in which the Teen Titans house sit for Batman, if we pause at just the right moment, we can see something pretty disturbing. On Batman's trophy shelf is an urn labeled Robin 2. Fans of the comics will know that an earlier Robin was killed by Joker with a crowbar. While keeping ashes isn't in itself morbid, the fact that there's a crowbar displayed right next to it is pretty dark. And not too far away from Robin's ashes is Mr. Freeze's frozen head. Who knew Batman would go so far as to behead one of his enemies?
Today, hope for the city is renewed.
It has been a known fact for a while now that some fans aren't happy with the end of the original Teen Titans, and that they blame Teen Titans Go for taking away their favorite show. In the episode Let's Get Serious, they address this by having the teens decide that they need to buckle down on being serious superheroes. We see them transform into totally jacked, terrifying versions of themselves. Those who didn't know the original show might just think it's funny, but this episode was definitely a jab at those unhappy fans. A long-anticipated and much-loved episode of Teen Titans Go was the crossover episode between them and the Powerpuff Girls, which showed Mojo Jojo showing up in Jump City and trying to build a monkey army in order to take over the city. The best part of this episode is the competition between Robin, Starfire, and Raven versus the girls to see who's the better team of heroes. But when Robin, Starfire, and Raven all show up dressed like the Powerpuff Girls, it's almost too much to bear. For a totally zany kids show about superheroes, sometimes the content gets adult in a totally different way. In a 2017 episode titled Lictation, the Teen Titans are out to make a little extra money, but the episode quickly turns into a lesson about the dangers of a sharing economy. We even get an amazing moment with Robin dressed as the late Steve Jobs in his signature black turtleneck and jeans. It's a funny episode and an interesting concept, but left fans and parents everywhere wondering if it was really appropriate for children. In a later episode, Two-Parter Part 2, that sees the Teen Titans having to become a part of the Justice League in order to save the Justice League themselves, we see the teens take on the personas of different heroes. Raven becomes Wonder Woman, Starfire becomes the Flash, Cyborg goes Green Lantern, and Beast Boy becomes the obscure Martian Manhunter. While it might seem innocent, some have taken that to be a double entendre, given that he, hunts men, even though Beast Boy has shown his affection for Raven more than once. It's hard to imagine someone keeping a larva as a pet, and yet we have Silky, the moth larva that Starfire took in as her own. When Starfire goes out of town and asks the other Titans to watch Silky, they lose him right away. Robin goes into Starfire's room to look for the tiny creature and instead stumbles across her diary. Rather than putting it into his pocket or leaving it alone, Robin decides to pull open his pants and hide the diary in there. For safekeeping, we suppose.
Hi, Starfire. It's me, Silky, and I love you.
Well, there you have it. All the times that Teen Titans Go just took things one step too far. What did you think? Is this show still appropriate for children? Did they cross a line, or is it even funnier now? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the best new content from Screen Rant.